Transfer of heat. Now in this video we discuss the different types of heat transfer. That means the movement of heat from one part of the body to another or one region to another region. So to understand that, let us consider, for example, you are heating a metal rod. A metal rod you are taking and you are holding this end, and this end is kept in a flame. You can see that after some time the holding becomes difficult because you start feeling the hotness. Even though the other end is getting heated, somehow the heat is transferred from hot end to this cold end through the metal. And this type of transfer of heat through a solid from the hot end to the cold end, we call it as conduction. Conduction of heat. Now in this case you can find that there is no actual movement of the particles of the solid is taking place. Solid remains as solid itself. Now what is conduction? It's a type of transfer of heat through a solid in which heat is transferred from hot end to the cold end without the actual movement of the particles of the medium. Okay. So how this is possible? It is possible through the molecular vibrations. When this end is getting heated, molecules at this end will be starting to vibrate, and that vibrating molecules will be striking with the next molecule. Like that, the energy obtained from the heat from this end is transferred through the vibrations of the molecules and handed to the next molecule and next molecules and reaches to the other end of the body. Okay, this is one type. Now this type of transfer of heat is used in the process of cooking. We are using the metallic pots for cooking. Heat is transferred from or through the metal to reach the substance taken inside. And you can find many other examples for conduction. And let us go to the next type, where let us assume that you are heating water in a beaker. Suppose you are heating the water taken in a beaker. This water. And if you observe it clearly, you can find that as the heating is taking place at the bottom, from where you can see the particles of water is moving through the sides of the wall and reaching to the upper side. And from here, particle will be coming down. To understand this, if you put a drop of permanganate into this, you can find that the color movement will be taking place like this. What it shows is that when the heating is taking place, particles which is hot at this end is trying to move from this hot region to cold region, and in that gap a particle from the cold region to hot will be shifted to the hot region. So like that, there is a cyclic movement of the particles is coming, and after some time you can see that the water is boiling, where the whole particles of the water will be at the same temperature. Okay? So here actually what is happening, the heat is transferred from hot end to the cold end with the movement of the particles of the medium. This is happening in the case of fluids. Substance which can flow. So in this type of heat transfer we call it as convection. convection of heat. The process in which heat is transferred from hot region to the cold region with the actual movement of the particles of the medium is called convection. Clear? And that is possible only in the case of what? Fluids, where the molecules are a little bit free to move. Okay? Now we can consider another type of heat transfer that, okay, the heat from the sun is reaching the earth. Okay? Heat from the sun reaches the earth at the very same time the light reaches the earth. So along with light, heat is also coming. But in between there are places where no particles is there, no medium is there, or you can say vacuum there. But still the heat is transferring through the vacuum to reach the earth. And that too with the same time the light reaches the earth. That means the light and the heat both are moving with the speed which is equal to 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So we can assume that the heat is a form of radiation. Radiation. What is a radiation? It's an energy form which can travel through vacuum with a speed equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Any energy form which can travel through vacuum with a speed equal to this much, we call it as radiation. So we can say that heat can be a radiation. So that is the third type of process of transfer, we call it as radiation. Radiation transfer. So if you take radiation as a process, it can be defined as the transfer of heat from the hot body without the requirement of a medium is called radiation. So heat can conduct and heat can convect and heat can radiate. And little more idea about this heat radiation. The thermal radiation falls in the infrared region of electromagnetic wave spectrum. Infrared region, normal heat radiation. But sunburn and all, which is due to what you call the strong radiation, the heat radiation, and that part comes in the region, ultraviolet region of electromagnetic wave spectrum. Okay? So these are basically 3 different types of heat transfer possible.